Howdy folks, welcome back. Well, 2025 is almost over. It's been quite a year for me. This last little while I've been pretty busy. I haven't had time to make a video, nor have I really had anything worthwhile videotaping. Auction season's almost over, pretty much over in my area, so it's sort of difficult to find anything worthwhile working on. So I thought I would go, at the end of the year, I thought I'd go through some of the common questions I've been asked throughout this past year. If I can find it in my notebook here. Here we are. Now these are questions sometimes I get asked on YouTube by viewers. Some of them are questions people ask me in person, but these are the most common ones I get asked. So we'll go through them. Maybe you'll learn a little bit more about me and why I do what I do. So one of the most common questions I get asked is, do you ever work on anything that isn't a giant pile of shit? And the answer to that question is sometimes. It's not very often, I can tell you that. But of course, you're probably not going to see the super cool thing, good things that I work on, because it doesn't make for very interesting videos. At least, not as far as I'm concerned, it doesn't. If you're like me, you're going to end up working on piles of junk all the time. And I think that makes for interesting videos. How can you get something working and usable, or even sellable perhaps, being resourceful and not spending a lot of money? I think that's more interesting to people. So question 2 that I get asked a lot is, what is the cat's name? Every now and then you'll see a little, and he's coming here now. Come here, Piper. You'll see a little sort of tiger-looking kitty cat in the frame. And it is a her name is Piper. And this cat used to belong to my stepdaughter, who is in university, and who would have thought you wouldn't be allowed to take a cat to the university dormitory with you? Anyway, I inherited the cat, and this cat is fantastic. In the nicer weather, that cat was catching a mouse or two every other day. So there was another cat around here for a while. It's disappeared. I haven't seen it in a month or so, so I don't know what's happened to him. But anyway, her name is Piper, and she's fantastic. I'm not really a pet person, but she's pretty cool. So that's that one. Now, I also get asked a lot, and this is, I get asked this a lot by people that come to see me. As you probably noticed if you watch my videos, I do buy and sell a lot of things. I buy from an auction, I repair, I sell. I sell it on Facebook Marketplace or Kijiji or one of those other things, so word of mouth. A lot of people ask me how old I am. I am 53. Simple as that. Do you have a day job? Yes, I have a day job. So what you see in the videos is just a sort of a side hustle for me. Sometimes I make money at it, sometimes I don't. I don't make enough to make a full-time living out of it, at least not yet. I do have a day job. I'm a millwright by trade, industrial mechanics side of it. So I work at a manufacturing facility in the maintenance department, so I repair industrial equipment. I'm not going to get into where it is that I work because they're sort of secretive. But yeah, I've been doing that for close to 30 years, so I do have a little bit of, or there is a little bit of validity to the things that the things that I tell you on the channel. I do have quite a bit of experience to back up the things that I say. I'm not always right, but that's the nature of the beast. So yes, I do have a day job, at least for now. One question here I get asked a lot, and this is usually by friends and family. Do you always wear the same thing? And the answer to that is yes. I have about 5 different shirts. Most of them are the same color. I have maybe 4 or 5 pairs of pants that are the same color, same style. I'm just one of those guys. I find something that I like, that's comfortable, that's practical, and I stick with it. So yes, I pretty much do always wear the same thing. Another question that I get asked a lot from people who buy some of these projects that you see, that buy them off me. A lot of riding lawnmowers I've done. People that, do you do repairs? Do you do repairs for customers? No, I do not. The reason for that, there's several reasons for that. The biggest reason for that is I don't like people very much. I very much enjoy the online auctions. I used to hate going to auctions with my dad when I was younger, when they were like live auctions where you went to a farm or you went to a consignment place and stood there and listened to the auctioneer ramble on, and you know, you couldn't get around because there was all these old guys just hanging around. They had no intention of buying anything. They were just always in the way. I hated that. You spend all day there to come home with nothing. So I very much enjoy the online auctions. I buy things from a lot of different online auctions, and then I'll flip them on Facebook Marketplace. Is one of the biggest ones. That's one of the ones everybody seems to be using now. And people quite often will say, "Oh, do you do repairs here? You know, if I break it, can I bring it back and have you repair it?" And the answer to that, no, I do not. So the people thing. The other thing is parts. Parts availability has gotten atrocious. And any of you people watching that do your own work, you'll know what I'm talking about. Even the local shops, like say a local small engine shop, who's a Briggs & Stratton dealer, a Kohler dealer, whatever have you, even they struggle with parts. Parts availability has gotten, and it's getting worse. It hasn't gotten better. You know, everybody's blamed COVID for this, and now that COVID's been sort of not a thing for a while, it's still bad. So I don't pretend to understand supply chain, logistics, and all of that sort of thing. I'm not going to pretend I understand all that. I don't know what the problem is, but I wouldn't want to be let's say a small engine shop with customers bringing equipment to me and then not being able to get parts. So a guy's dropped his riding lawnmower off here, and he hasn't had it for a month because I'm still waiting for parts. I'm the one that's got to listen to him, who's irritated and angry why he doesn't have his lawnmower. I'm the one that's got to hear it. I'm the one that's got to explain it. And he's justified in being annoyed. I don't want to deal with that. It's one thing for me to have to sit on something that I'm waiting for parts for and just sell it, send it on down the road, and then it's up to somebody else. I don't want to have to deal with that. So those are the biggest reasons, really. Excuse me. A lot of people ask me, and this is mostly, I get this on YouTube a lot in the comment section, why should I listen to you? Well, you shouldn't. If you're questioning that, then you shouldn't listen to me. Maybe how I do things won't work for you. What I find with YouTube is that it can be very helpful. It can also be misleading if you're listening to the wrong people. Any idiot out there can start a YouTube channel and say whatever he wants on it. He doesn't need to necessarily, he or she doesn't necessarily need to know anything about what they're talking about. You gotta have a little common sense, and you know, if you're working on your own stuff and you're looking for a little resource, a little help from YouTube, you gotta have a little common sense. Is what this guy's saying make sense? Am I seeing the same thing? I don't know if that makes sense to you guys or not, but that's the way I see it. I use it as a resource. I don't use it as my be-all and end-all. And I mean, that's the only reason I'm on here, just to help. I'm showing you guys how I do it, and maybe that'll work for you. And there's other guys out there that know more than I do, so collectively, maybe we can all teach you something. Hopefully that makes sense. I'm not sure whether I explained that quite right. Anyway, so I do get a lot of questions. These are just the ones I get common, very common. The last one that I get commonly is, where do you live? So, of course, I'm not going to tell you exactly where I live, but I live in Ontario, Canada. I'm about 2 hours north of Toronto. So I'm in the, well, what we call here the snow belt. I get a lot of snow, a lot of wind, a lot of cold weather. That's why you can see my breath right now. I just finished blowing some snow. That's why I got this heavy equipment on. The heater I have in the shop is very loud, and I'm very deaf, so it's difficult for me to tell whether I'm loud enough or too loud or whatever when I got that stupid heater going. So yeah, that's where I live. About 2 hours north of Toronto. All right, guys, that's going to do it for 2025. We have a couple of days left, and then it's over. So, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to everybody. We'll see you in 2026. Talk to you soon.